Ella was an explorer from a distant star system. She belonged to a race known for their sharp minds and quick ships. Many called her the best tracker in the galaxy. She could find anything or anyone if given enough time. But this time, her mission was different. It was secret and strange. A human had gone missing. Not just any human, but one who had been seen doing things no one could explain. The galaxy was full of many species, and most had never seen humans. But stories about this one human spread like fire in dry grass. Some said he was a hero. Others whispered that he had powers that made machines break and stars flicker. But no one really knew where he was or why he had disappeared. Ella sat in the dark room of her ship. The stars twinkled outside the window, calm and cold. She touched the screen in front of her and pulled up the report. The message was short and clear. Find the human, reason classified. Ella did not like secrets, but she was a professional. She needed to find him. Her ship jumped into hyperspace, a bright line stretching across the blackness. She thought about the last time she heard about the human. It was in the star system called Varela, a small place at the edge of a busy trade route. She arrived near Varela after days of travel. The planet was blue and green, like Earth pictures she had seen in old data files. But it was quiet. Too quiet. Ella landed on the biggest city. The streets were clean, but people moved fast and did not look at her. When she asked about the human, no one wanted to talk. Their eyes looked scared. A small shopkeeper finally whispered to her, "You want to find him? He saved us once. Then he disappeared. Some say he can control things no one else can. Machines, energy, even minds." Ella's curiosity grew. She asked more questions. The answers were always the same. He's special, but be careful. The galaxy watches him. Why was the galaxy watching a single human? Ella decided to look for clues herself. She went to the place where the human was last seen, an old space station near the planet. It was dark and rusty, but it held many secrets. In the control room, Ella found a data cube. She plugged it into her ship's computer. Images appeared. The human was there, helping people. He fixed broken ships with hands that seemed to glow. He stopped a fire with a wave of his arm. Ella felt a strange feeling inside. This human was not like the others. He was more. Suddenly, a warning beep sounded. Someone else was in the station. Ella hid in the shadows. A group of strange figures entered. They wore dark armor and moved quietly. Ella listened. They spoke about the human. "He is a threat," said one. "We cannot let him return." Ella's heart beat faster. Who were they? Why did they fear the human so much? She knew her mission was more dangerous than she thought. But she also felt a spark of hope. Maybe this human could change the galaxy. Ella made a choice. She would find him. Not just because she was told, but because she wanted to know the truth. She left the station and looked at the stars again. The galaxy was big and full of secrets, but Ella was ready to face them all. The journey had just begun. Ella's ship left Varela behind, moving silently through space. Her mind was full of questions. Who were the dark-armored figures? Why were they so afraid of the human? And what was the human's real power? Her first stop was a busy space station called Ardenus. It was a hub where many races met. Traders, travelers, and spies filled its corridors. Ella hoped to find more clues here. She walked through the crowded markets, asking about the missing human. Some laughed and said humans were weak, nothing special. Others grew quiet when she mentioned his name. A few even warned her to stop searching. Ella did not give up. She met an old mechanic named Tarlin who worked in the station's shipyard. Tarlin had heard stories about the human. "That man," Tarlin said, wiping grease from his hands. "He fixed my ship when no one else could. Said it was impossible. Machines that were dead for years, he made them run like new." Ella's eyes lit up. "Where can I find him now?" Tarlin shook his head. "No one knows. but some say he's hiding on a planet called Solara, a quiet place full of forests and lakes. Ella thanked Tarlin and set course for Solara. The journey was long, and Ella used the time to study the data she had. She learned more about humans. They were young compared to other species, but full of surprises. Their will to survive and adapt was strong. As she approached Solara, Ella felt a strange calm. The planet was beautiful. Blue rivers twisted through, green forests, and the air was clear. It looked peaceful, but Ella knew appearances could be deceiving. She landed near a small village on the edge of a forest. The people there looked simple and kind, but they were wary of strangers. Ella asked about the human again. The villagers looked at each other and whispered. Finally, a young woman stepped forward. "You mean Joran," she said softly. "He helped us rebuild after the fire. But he does not want visitors. He fears the galaxy's eyes." Ella nodded. "I want to meet him. I only want to understand." The woman hesitated, but then agreed to guide her. They walked through the forest. Birds sang, and the wind moved gently through the leaves. After some time, they reached a small cabin. Ella saw a man sitting outside. He looked tired but peaceful. His eyes were sharp, watching every movement. "Joran?" Ella asked. The man nodded. "I am he. Why have you come?" Ella stepped closer. "I am Ella. I have come to find you. The galaxy watches you. But I want to know the truth." Joran looked at her carefully. Then slowly, he stood. "Many want to use me or destroy me," he said. "But I only want to live in peace." Ella smiled gently. "I believe you. I want to help." For days, Ella stayed in the village. She learned about Joran's life. He helped people without asking for anything. He repaired machines, healed wounds, and shared knowledge. But he was always hiding, afraid of those who might come to take him. One evening, while they talked near the fire, Ella asked, "Why do they fear you so much?" Joran looked at the stars. "I don't fully understand it myself. Some say I have powers beyond normal humans. Others think I am a threat to their control. I only know I want to protect those I care for." Ella thought deeply. This human was different, not just in power but in heart. Suddenly, the quiet night was broken by a loud noise. Metal clanged and boots hit the ground. Ella jumped up. "They found you!" Joran grabbed a small device and pressed a button. A shield formed around the cabin. Dark armored figures appeared at the edge of the forest. They moved quickly, surrounding the village. Ella took a deep breath. She was ready. "We will protect this place," she said. "Together." Joran nodded, eyes shining with trust. The battle was about to begin. But Ella knew one thing. This was only the start of a greater fight. A fight not just for one man, but for the whole galaxy. After the attack at the village, Ella and Joran knew things were changing fast. The dark armored figures had gone, but their threat remained. Ella felt a strong need to understand more about humans, their history, their strength, and why the AI galaxy feared them so much. Ella and Joran left the village early the next morning. They traveled together on Ella's sleek ship, heading to a place where old records of Earth and humans were kept. The journey was long, but Ella listened carefully to Joran's stories as he spoke quietly. Joran told Ella about Earth, his home, planet far away from here. He spoke of the blue oceans, tall mountains, and wide forests. He described humans as curious and brave, always ready to explore new places and learn new things. Ella was fascinated. "Humans can survive almost anything," Joran said. "We have faced wars, disasters, and even extinction. But we keep going. We adapt." Ella thought about that. Other species she knew often depended on technology or strength. But humans had something else. A will to live and fight, even when Things seemed impossible. When they reached the ancient library station, they entered a huge hall filled with data crystals and floating holograms. Ella's fingers brushed over the glowing records as she pulled up images of humans through time. She saw humans building great cities, flying ships to other stars, and working with machines that were part of their bodies. There were stories of heroes who stood alone against armies and survivors who rebuilt their worlds after destruction. Ella read about the great wars Earth had faced. Despite being small in the galaxy, humans had shown courage that made even the strongest species respect them. But what surprised Ella most was how humans helped others. They formed alliances, saved other species from danger, and shared their knowledge freely. Joran smiled when he saw Ella's wonder. "We are not perfect," Joran said, "but we try to be better. Our strength is in our hope and our hearts." Ella felt her respect for humans grow deeper. She began to understand why the dark-armored figures feared Joran. Not just his power, but what he represented: hope and change. Suddenly, the library alarm sounded. Sensors detected a ship approaching fast. Ella quickly hid the data crystals and prepared for defense. A ship landed outside, a small vessel with no markings. From it came a messenger from the Galactic Council, the ruling body of many species. The messenger stepped inside. "Ella, Joran, you are needed. The galaxy faces a new danger, and humans may be the key." Ella and Joran exchanged looks. The journey was no longer just about running or hiding. It was about facing a challenge that could decide the fate of, many. Ella stood tall. "We will do what we must." The messenger nodded. "Come with me. The council awaits." As they left the library station, Ella knew the true test was ahead. Not just for Joran, but for all who believed in the strength of humanity. Ella's ship glided smoothly toward the grand space station where the Galactic Council met. The station was enormous, shining bright with thousands of lights. It was a place where many races came together to make important decisions. Inside the council hall, leaders from different species sat on high platforms. Their eyes watched Ella and Joran as they entered. The air was filled with tension. A tall alien with silver skin stood up. "Ella, Joran, we have called you here because the galaxy faces a great threat. A dark force is moving from the edge of space. It destroys everything in its path." Joran listened carefully. "What can I do to help?" The silver-skinned leader looked serious. "Your kind humans have a unique ability, hope and resilience. The dark force cannot understand these. We believe you can inspire the galaxy to stand together." Ella stepped forward. "We will do all we can. But why did the dark-armored figures try to capture Joran? Who are they?" A smaller alien spoke up. "They are agents of the dark force. They want to stop anyone who can unite the galaxy. Joran's abilities threaten their plans." Joran nodded. "I want peace. I want to protect those who cannot protect themselves." The council leader smiled slightly. "Then you will lead a mission to form an alliance. You will travel to different worlds, convince their leaders to join us. The future depends on unity." Ella looked at Joran. She saw his determination. "We will not fail." The council gave them a ship filled with advanced technology and a crew from many species. Ella was pleased to see the mix. It was proof that cooperation was possible. Their first stop was a planet called Kryn, home to a proud warrior race. Kryn was known for its harsh deserts and strong fighters. Convincing its leaders to join would not be easy. As they approached Kryn, Ella noticed the planet's surface was rough and dry. The city looked like a fortress carved from stone. They were greeted by General Kale, a tall warrior with scars and a fierce gaze. "Why should Kryn join your alliance?" he asked. "We survive on our own." Joran spoke calmly. "Because this dark force threatens all of us. Alone, we will fall. Together, we can protect our homes. General Kale studied Joran. You speak with courage. Humans are strange. You fight not only with weapons, but with your spirit, Ella added. We have faced impossible odds and lived. We can share our strength with Kryn. After long talks, General Kyle agreed to send warriors to join the alliance. It was a small victory, but an important one. Next, they traveled to a watery world called Thalassa, where peaceful beings lived beneath the oceans. Their leader, Queen Mara, welcomed them warmly. You speak of war and darkness, she said. But we cherish peace, Joran smiled. Peace is our goal too, but to keep it, we must be ready to face the darkness. Queen Mira nodded. Then we will lend our knowledge and resources. With each world they visited, Ella and Joran faced different challenges. Some were eager to join, others were doubtful. But they never gave up. On one planet, a clever traitor warned them. The Dark Force has spies everywhere. You must be careful. Ella thanked him. She knew the danger was close. During their travels, Ella learned more about Joran. He was not just a fighter, he was a teacher and a healer. His hope inspired many. One night, under a sky full of stars, Joran said, Ella, I feel the galaxy can change. If we stand together, maybe there is a future without fear. Ella smiled. I believe that too. But the Dark Force was watching. Its shadows moved closer, waiting for the right moment to strike. Ella and Joran prepared for the battle. Ahead, the galaxy was about to witness something new, a unity born from hope, courage, and the human spirit. Ella and Joran's journey to build the Galactic Alliance had begun well. They had gained allies and spread hope. But beneath the surface, a greater secret waited to be revealed, one that would change everything Ella believed. One quiet morning, aboard their ship, Ella accessed a secure message from her home world. The message was from her own people, a race known for their intelligence and secrets. It contained information about the human Joran, something she never expected. The message said that long ago, during a hidden war, humans played a role that many in the galaxy did not know. Joran was connected to this past in ways that could decide the galaxy's future. Ella felt her heart quicken. She shared the message with Joran. His face grew serious. There is more to my story, Joran said. My family was part of an ancient group who tried to protect the galaxy from darkness. They passed down knowledge and abilities to me. Ella's mind raced. This was why the dark-armored figures wanted to capture him. They feared the power and knowledge he held. Joran continued. If this darkness returns, it could destroy entire worlds. My mission is not just to survive. It is to prepare everyone for the coming fight. Ella nodded with new understanding. We must warn the Alliance and get ready. They sent messages to all the worlds that had joined them. But not everyone believed the warning. Some thought it was fear or lies. To prove the threat was real, Ella and Joran decided to visit a planet recently attacked by strange ships. The devastation was clear. Burned cities, broken machines, and frightened survivors. Ella's heart ached. This is what we are fighting against, Joran spoke to the people. We are here to help. We will stand with you. With the Alliance's help. They began rebuilding the planet. It was a sign that even in darkness, hope could grow. But the Dark Force was not idle. It sent spies and saboteurs into the Alliance's ranks. Trust became fragile. Ella worked hard to keep the group united. She used her skills to find the spies and protect her friends. Joran's leadership inspired many. He taught that strength came from working together and believing in a better future. One night, while planning their next move, Ella asked Joran, "Why do you think humans are so strong, even when things seem impossible?" Joran smiled softly. Because we never give up. We fight for those we love and for the chance to live freely. That is our true power. Ella felt proud to stand beside him. Together, they were more than explorers. They were symbols of hope. As the dark force's shadow grew closer, the galaxy prepared for war. But Ella and Joran believed something else. Love, courage, and unity could overcome even the darkest night. The true battle was about to begin. The dark force was no longer just a threat in the shadows. It had grown stronger and was moving openly through the galaxy. Worlds trembled as its ships appeared, bringing fear and destruction. Ella and Joran stood together on the bridge of their ship. Around them were representatives from many species, all united in one purpose. The Alliance was ready to fight. Joran looked at Ella. This is what we trained for. We stand not just as individuals, but as one. Ella nodded. The galaxy has never seen this kind of unity. They will be surprised. The fleet moved out from their base, shining bright in the dark space. Their ships were different shapes and sizes, but all had one goal: to protect the galaxy. As they approached the Dark Force's fleet, a great silence fell. The two armies faced each other across the void. Ella's voice came over the comms. Remember, we fight for peace and hope. Stay strong. The battle began. Lasers flashed, engines roared, and ships moved with skill and courage. The Dark Force was fierce, but the Alliance was stronger because it fought together. During the battle, Joran used his unique abilities. He sent waves of energy that disabled enemy ships without hurting lives. His power was a symbol of the human spirit, strong, protective, and kind. Ella commanded her squadron with sharp mind and steady hands. She moved through the chaos like a dancer, guiding others and striking at the right moments. The Alliance slowly pushed the Dark Force back. The tide was turning, but the Dark Force was desperate. It unleashed a massive weapon, a giant ship that could destroy whole planets with a single blast. Ella and Joran knew they had to stop it. They led a small team to board the giant ship. Inside, the Dark Force's leader awaited, a shadowy figure, filled with hate and fear. "You cannot win," the leader hissed. "Your hope is weakness." Joran stepped forward. "Hope is our strength. It is what makes us human." A fierce fight began inside the ship. Ella and the team worked together, using skill and trust. They fought through traps and enemies, never giving up. At last, Joran reached the control room. With his energy, he shut down the giant weapon just before it fired. The Dark Force's leader was defeated. The shadow over the galaxy began to lift. Outside, the Alliance celebrated. Ships cheered, and worlds sent messages of thanks. The galaxy was safe, for now. Ella looked at Joran and smiled. "You were right. Together we are stronger." Joran smiled back. "This is just the beginning. The galaxy will remember that humans bring hope and courage." The Alliance stood as a new light in the universe. Many species learned that unity and heart could face any darkness. Ella and Joran's journey had changed the galaxy forever. From that day on, humans were no longer just a small part of the stars. They were heroes who showed the way. The stars shone brighter, and the future was full of promise.